So this video is of the utmost importance. I am God's son and not the devil. Okay? In the Bible, there's an occult interpretation. Everyone knows that by now. There's Gnostics, there's all kinds of mystics, there's occultists, there's magician weirdos, sages, mages, weirdos who describe themselves that way, who argue that their interpretation is the truth. It's the Luciferian doctrine interpretation. When Jesus says, I am the root offspring of David and the bright morning star, okay, it's interpreted by occultists as God's top martial artist son and Lucifer, who's called the morning star, also Venus. And Venus is also Aphrodite, who combines with Hermes to make Hermaphroditus, which is where we get the word hermaphrodite and the gender-neutral Baphomet that the Templars were said to worship, that Satanists worship these days, and the countless sex cults basically follow that hermaphroditus kind of model of a kind of gender-neutral kind of ness. You study liberals and conservatives closely and libertarians, you'll see that they're going for a kind of gender-neutral, kind of lesbian, kind of masculine, quote-unquote, masculine lesbian way to a kind of sissy female spirit that's in both males and females. And sometimes they combine the two. If you're gay, you know what I mean. If you look at it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, so in Isaiah 13, it makes it crystal clear that on God's day of judgment, that women are going to be raped, that people are going to be raped. Because remember, there's Sodom and Gomorrah, there's gays at the time, there's gays now. He said, when the military, and the other groups working with them, okay, and we see that going on right now with the gang stalking and so on and so forth, they're going to rape people, and they're going to cause people to have abortions who shouldn't have them is the idea, but safe to say no one should have kids anymore anyway. It's a long story, okay? And they're going to cause people to have kids that shouldn't have them. So the people that should have abortions in a perfect world, okay, are not going to have abortions. And the people who shouldn't are, okay? So now listen carefully. If you know for sure your child is going to be evil, it's Abraham and Isaac, then you're supposed to have an abortion. It's that simple, okay? A lot of people got this twist. They say, thou shalt not kill, okay? Thou shalt not murder. When it comes to building hell's army, thou shalt not worship the devil by bringing in a child who's guaranteed to worship the devil. It's in your power, especially legally, to end that child's life. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay? If Hitler's mother knew that she was going to bring in Hitler's child, you think she shouldn't have an abortion? Can you imagine the church arguing, never kill a child because we're the church guys who collaborate with the state? It's fucking stupid. Their counter argument is not just wrong and tries to scare you into kind of doing the wrong thing, but it's fucking retarded. Okay? So we see in Jeremiah 4, it says, he advances like the clouds. Like the clouds. That's what Jesus says. That's what Jesus means when he says, I'm going to come back on a cloud at the right hand of the mighty one in heaven. The right hand, the striking hand, the warrior hand. Most people are right-handed. Okay? Oh, the Lord's right hand has done mighty things. Psalm 118. Though the nations surround me, and in the name of the Lord I cut them down. The Lord's right hand has done mighty things. Shouts of joy resound in the tents of the righteous, because the Lord's right hand has done mighty things. So in Jeremiah 4, we'll get to that in this part 2 of this video, because I can't make it too long. They won't let me upload it, and I want to keep your attention span here. It's going to be like 5-6 minutes. Bear with me. Okay. It says he advances like the clouds. He comes like the wind. His chariots are like a whirlwind. So what is this wind? The wind is God handing you over to the rapists you voted for. You said, give us Barabbas, and you're going to get Barabbas. You said, give us Venus, the morning star, because you don't want to carry your cross. You don't want to accept the death of your flesh and be born again with God in heaven, having been a victorious martyr. You want to delight in evil with the New World Order, so you're going to get the rape cult trash that you signed up for. It's fucking sad, but that's what you signed up for. Your kids who don't know what they're getting themselves into, you led them to the devil. And you don't understand why under no circumstances should you do that. You should rally to me and obey. That's why I had to cut you people off. I had to make it official. Okay, you can still come and obey and scramble and beg for mercy. We'll review your case together and we'll decide if you can be redeemed. But you have to be cut off. People have to know, you don't have to be cut off until that situation. And people have to know there's no way. I have to overkill the most guilty groups that's judging people according to their deeds. They have to know there's no way to proceed after I'm dead. They need to know this. They need to know where they are. It's the top layer of hell. And when you die, you go to the core of hell to suffer intensely forever. You need to know that it's real, the source of justice. As you approach the sun, it gets hotter. As you die and go to the source of justice, justice is real and it occurs. Jeremiah 2:24. A wild donkey accustomed to the desert, sniffing the wind, in her craving and her heat, who can restrain her? Any males that pursue her need not find themselves at mate. Need not something themselves at mating time. They will find her. So one way or another, what they're getting at is they need. I'll put it on the screen or something. They need not kind of worry themselves, right? She's an easy slut, so she's sniffing the wind. What is this donkey? She's a jackass. A donkey's a stupid animal that does what anyone tells it to do. What is happening here? So the donkey is like, hey, I'm willing to mate anybody. Just give me some food and a place to stay. Okay, this is what these females are doing. They're like, we're trying to survive. A girl's got to eat. They don't have any deeper principle. They don't have any honor. They don't have any sense. A beautiful woman with no sense is like a gold ring in a pig's snout, the Bible says. They have no sense. They're sitting there waiting for the rape cult west and their allies to just rape them and have their way with them and their daughters. They're stupid. It's sniffing at the wind. But what is the wind? It's even windy for dick, right? Who wins the flesh realm, so to speak? It's really lose, but we'll get to that. Jeremiah 4:11. At that time, this people in Jerusalem will be told, a scorching wind from the barren heights in the desert blows toward my people, but not to winnow or cleanse, not to blow away the straw, to make it so you don't burn in the fire, not to purify you of those parts of your spirit, your groups, yourself. They can't stand the tempest, the burning tempest. They can't stand the fire of God, for the Lord thy God is a consuming fire. But what is it there to do? Okay. But to destroy. Okay, not to winnow or cleanse, not a gentle breeze to winnow or cleanse. Okay, a wind too strong for that comes from me. Now, I pronounce my judgment. Wind too strong for that comes from me. Now I pronounce my judgment against him. Jeremiah 5:13. Now this goes back to Isaiah 13. What is the judgment? Is the women are going to be raped and their children are going to be spiritually destroyed. Just like women, when they're raped, they feel dead. They're going to be the walking dead. They're the walking dead right now. They're under mind control just because someone put you under psychology and you're like, whoa, I'm doing psychology and CIA drugs. Doesn't mean you're not the walking dead. You are. The devil's argument in popular culture and Western literature, one of them is that the mind is a place of its own. It can make heaven out of hell. They're talking about psychology, which is named after pagan deity Psyche, who's a consort of Eros, erotic desire, which is profane desire. And people who choose that are being deceived, so it by default is rape by deception in one of its forms. Jeremiah 5:13. The prophets are but wind, and the word is not in them. So let what they say be done to them. Jeremiah 10:13. When he thunders, the waters in the heavens He basically makes clouds rise. He sends lightning. So notice they made it so I had to write on these things, right? Because they fume pieces of paper. They make it so my body goes numb when I try to write on it. These are rapists. These are rapists. They won't even let me explain to you, even though not many people watch my videos, why they're rapists. Think about that. That's what you chose for your children. Okay? It is fucking sick that you people are that stupid. That you're that selfish. That you don't understand that even if there was no God, it's wrong for you to submit your children to a lifetime of complicity with mass murder. 9 million people starve to death a year with mass rape. It is sick. It is sick for you not to say, hey, this guy's the valid leader. So I shouldn't listen to the New World Order and I should do what Shukuharu says. It's sick that you're incapable of that. How do you know that I'm qualified to lead and you're not? What the fuck have you been doing with your lives? But being complicit with evil. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. But even for your kids' sake, you won't do the right thing. Anyway, where was I? Okay, Basically, he sends lightning with rain, and it has something to do with the wind, okay? And also also Jeremiah 13:14. Okay, he's going to blow you like wind-blown chaff. So what's going on here? So God sends his fury with there's a series of judgments like in Revelation. He sends his fury. The wind is part of this marshaling force, but it can also be interpreted as the sexual energy of rapists who are in it for their dick, right? Why would a guy say he just wants to live? He wants to live. He wants to have sex with people. If he's gay people, pedophile, children, okay, all these rapists have made an unholy alliance in secret societies, the deep state, and otherwise, and you're a dumbass if you don't believe me. It's like not believing that human trafficking is real and the government's corrupt, and they are using technologies and mind control and psychology and coercion to rape people. And that's what these Jeremiah scriptures are getting at, and there's more of them, okay? So just the ones we have with the donkey sniffing the wind, talking about mating time, the rapists are like, these are dumb bitches. They're like, do whatever you want with us because we're stupid and we don't carry our cross. And they're like, yeah. Don't you see what the fuck is going on here?